G'day mates, Uncle Nico reporting from Phillip Island. Today I want to read you an article from ProPublica and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Not Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh. And it's titled, Chemicals of Concern Found in Replacement Machines Raised New Alarm. And it's by Debbie Zenzipper from ProPublica, Michael D. Suller, and Evan Robinson Johnson from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, and Margaret Fleming from Medical Investigative Lab. Uh-oh, they're on to me. Snipers, the Phillip snipers, they're closing in. Oh! They missed. All right, here we go. And I'll put links in the description down below. Tests by independent laboratories retained by Philips had found that a different foam used by the company, material fitted inside millions of replacement machines, was also emitting dangerous chemicals, including formaldehyde, a known carcinogen. Though Philips has said the machines are safe, ProPublica and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette obtained test results and other internal records that reveal for the first time how scientists working for the company grew increasingly alarmed and how infighting broke out as the new threat reached the highest levels of the Pittsburgh operation. And Philips has a Pittsburgh manufacturing facility where a lot of dodgy shit goes down. After the introduction of the new foam in 2021, this one made of silicone, the company again held back details about the problem from the public, even as it sent out replacement machines with new material to customers around the world. One of the devices was the DreamStation 2, a newly released continuous positive airway pressure or CPAP machine promoted as one of the company's primary replacements. The new foam isn't the only problem. An internal investigation at Philips, launched in the months after the recall, found that water was condensing in the circuitry of the DreamStation 2, creating a new series of risks. Loss of therapy, thermal events, and shock hazards. The investigation concluded. This is Philips' own investigation. The FDA issued an alert about overheating last month, warning that the devices could produce fire, smoke, burns, and other signs of overheating, and advising patients to keep the machines away from carpet, fabric, and other flammable materials. Experts who reviewed the test results for the news organizations said the findings revealed troubling markers, including the presence of formaldehyde at levels that exceed safety thresholds established by multiple organizations. Thresholds vary, they said, and those cited by Philips allow for far higher formaldehyde levels than others. Very interesting. Safety thresholds also do not take into account patients who are already suffering from chronic illnesses and breathing from devices that emit fumes directly into the lungs. The experts said that one of the most vexing concerns is that formaldehyde, linked to respiratory problems and certain cancers, showed up in multiple tests and at varying levels, at times low and other times higher. That fall, the company opened an internal investigation after receiving complaints about the DreamStation 2. Engineers evaluated 97 devices. Oi! I swear I have the noisiest birds in the world here. But hey, it's better than helicopters, hey? And found that about 1 in 5 showed evidence of moisture and that 9 had experienced thermal events. Holy shit. That's like 10% had experienced thermal events. My God, according to the company's report. Though the investigation concluded the problem could cause the machines to stop working or shock patients while in use, Philips deemed the risks acceptable. In the spring of 2022, as Philips continued to ship out replacements filled with the new foam, the company had a series of meetings with the FDA to discuss the ongoing testing. While the FDA was meeting with Philips, tensions flared among the company's scientists and managers responsible for handling the crisis. Interviews and internal communications show Philips didn't believe the results, said the engineer familiar with the testing. The Philips folks gnashed their teeth at it, and they went to test more devices. Keep testing the devices until you find a couple that pass the tests. ProPublica and the Post-Gazette obtained communications sent by a scientist at Philips who was alarmed about the test results showing formaldehyde over the threshold for safe exposure. FDA has the data. Are they just waiting for the final report from Philips? How is this sustainable? That's what this scientist said. In June 2022, then Philips biological safety engineer Adam Majka sent an email to several colleagues writing, "We need to start finalizing reports where we have acceptable results and we do not expect further changes." What the hell? One of the recipients was Denver Falk, a senior safety engineer at Philips, who was charged with helping to lead the company's response, according to interviews and emails. That same month, Philips put out an update saying the draft test reports on the foam had not identified any safety issues. Around that time, Falk sent an internal message about a safety threshold for formaldehyde proposed by Philips to one of the independent labs brought on by the company. Toxicologists can assess the level of cancer risk against different thresholds used by scientists, governments, and others. The same device can pass one test but fail another depending on the threshold. In this message, Falk said the lab had accepted the benchmark proposed by Philips. Great news! They are updating all of the reports accordingly, Falk wrote. A big win for the team. They are updating. What does that tell you right there? They had the reports and now they are updating them based on the new threshold. I smell a rat. In its statement, Philips said it proposed a limit used by the World Health Organization, and we know how credible they are, to provide a harmonized threshold at the company's testing labs. I think they might have cherry-picked this threshold to suit their safety reports. That threshold allows for far higher formaldehyde emissions than benchmarks used by other organisations, including the Environmental Protection Agency. Neither Falk nor Majka responded to requests for comment.